Devin Smith in motion. First play from scrimmage, and they hand it off, and that's Collier, and Collier is wrapped up by Octavian Minter, and then some chippiness going on. Some running back, junior out of Charlotte, North Carolina, behind Davius Richard. They hand it off to 4, and there is Jamari Taylor. Taylor, who was coming off of an injury before last game, for this running and rushing attack for the Eagles to be successful, as it has been all season long. Twan flipped, the man who was in motion, and right there to greet him is Zan Dunham. Zan Dunham, the strong will line from the 36. Davius Richard takes the snap, play action into the hands of Devin Smith, and Devin Smith is tackled by Jamari Benjamin. Gain of a few on the play. Play clock winding down. Richard looking, sees him, has a man, that's Jamari Taylor, and Taylor, he's gonna take off, and nobody's gonna catch him, in for the score. Pee-wee time, they say the 60-yard touchdown.
Aiden Weber, watch number 8, that's a poor angle. He's in the trail position right away. He was coming up to try and hit him at the line of scrimmage. It became a foot race between Taylor and Weber.
1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. Corey Fields hands it off to Juwan Howell. Howell, the true freshman running back, plunges ahead for 1. Well, South Carolina State, located in Orangeburg, business administration majors for the Eagles. Corey Fields feeling the pressure, tries to escape, but cannot get away. It's thrown away at the last minute, but the pressure was brought, and the Eagles,
they're going to be fortunate to be able to punt this ball away.
3 and out, and booted away. And it's going to be returnable for Brandon Codrington. Codrington with a great move. Codrington across the 50-45 and then slung down. But bringing the energy. Let's see if he has time this weekend against the Bruins. Jamari Taylor remaining in the backfield with Mookie Collier, who went down on the first play of the game. Richard out and just sails it from Joaquin Davis, and what Trey Oliver wants his team to do. They started out strong on the opening possession here. Davius Richard once more, right down the middle, and finds Luke Bracey. Luke Bracey, the tight end, with a great gain. Jalen Evans on the tackle, and you immediately, the offensive coordinator so far, moving the ball well with his plays against the Bulldogs. Jamari Taylor ahead and into the red zone as the Eagles look, and 9 from the Bulldogs, 19, Davius Richard. And just dropped on the quick route to Joaquin Davis, and Davis sees it goes, directing as the signal caller. Drops back, and too tall into the hands of the Bulldogs, through the hands of the defender, and coming up with the interception is Malcolm McGee. He's a guy who's been around the block a time or two.
He knows where he's going with the ball. Slot receiver, but he misses high. See that? And he misses high, forcing the receiver to leave his feet. That's Twan Flip, who's only a 5'8" wide receiver. He had leverage, and if the ball was thrown lower, would have been a big play.
South Carolina State sees Corey Fields in the offense come back onto the field, and no gain on that first down run from the Bulldogs. And 2nd and 10, rolling out IDs, Keyshawn Toney, and Toney drops it, picked up by Max Urin, and Urin scoop and score! Facing that turnover, let's take another look at it.
Now you see coming up off the slot, that's a great job of dislodging the football by Cole Jones. You knew the tight end was going to make the catch, but he had to turn sooner or later toward it. He has what it takes to win a championship because he's won one before when they won the Cricket Celebration Bowl.
Casey Fields on the carry, and he's one of those complimentary pieces.
True freshman, and you see he's got some giddy up in his step.
On 2nd down, they hand it right back to him, and Fields Tough run in there. Stopped by Jaden Flaker, the linebacker. The best O-lineman, Eric Brown Jr., the center. The snap, handoff, and Howell just having a chest match, and Manny Smith trying to push him back, but it's good enough for a first down.
And you started to wonder, was Fields going to get himself in?
Season overall, he's come back and taken the reins in a major way. That first down run was snuffed out immediately. Thomas Johnson was there on the stop. Here's 2nd and 15. His top receiver, Justin Smith-Brown, is out with an injury, so Corey Fields looks to Nigel Johnson, one of those playmakers on the outside, to step up in his absence.
Yeah, they really needed him to replace Justin Smith.
They have to get to the 45-yard line to pick up the first down. And they hand it off straight ahead, downhill running by Jawan Howell, and Howell only picked up 1 there. Good run stop and support for the Eagles. That was Jaden Flaker there to meet him. And
the world is going to miss him for sure.
More than 4 decades of coaching here on first down. And it's Davius Richard deciding to keep it himself, a gain of 7 on first down. You said, hey, look, there's a couple of ways that Davius Richard empty backfield here on 2nd down. Straight up the gut, the blitz, but right there, the completion to Jamari Taylor and a first down. Driven out by Jalen growing up. 1st and 10, right there to greet the receiver was Malcolm McGee, who came up with that interception earlier. But a gain of 6. Andrew Smith coming in tight. Jamari Taylor on the handoff. And the carry of about 1 yard on the play. Quarter. A 14-0 advantage for the home Eagles here. Richard escapes the pressure, keeps his eyes downfield, decides to take it himself. He's done that so well. As Davius Richard runs for the first Eagles offense. The handoff to Jamari Taylor. Taylor trying to sneak through that left side and found some space. A gain of a few, as it was Tavian.
Warning here, man. Come on, ref.
On 2nd down, flags fly out as the pass is complete up the seam to Quentin McCall, but it's in the area in the back. Can get closer or potentially into the end zone as Jamari Taylor with some cuts up the middle and near the first-time marker, just a yard short, stop by Jalen Evans, and that's 2nd and 2 here for North Carolina Central, threatening to score once more as Davius Richard calls his own number and into the end zone. The all-time leading rusher for North Carolina Central keeps on adding to his total for his career.
He serves as a team barber, so you know that's a quarterback always looking out for his teammates, literally and figuratively.
Corey Fields overthrowing Keyshawn Toney, who coughed it up early.
In today's society, you know what I would have done though? I would have had an NIL deal from a barbershop.
Tyler Smith, first carry of the game for the redshirt freshman out of Gaffney. Now they have 2 Tyler Smiths on the team. Corey Fields has to make a play, dumps it down to Tyler Smith, and Smith with some escapability keeps on going, across the 40, gets the first down. Max Urin on the stop, but
Gotta get back to running the football though.
instead Corey Fields double clutches, takes off himself, he runs the football up the middle of the field, and a touchdown saving tackle made by Khalil Baker. Baker, who they are so happy to have back, the MEAC defending Eagle territory. The red zone, and Fields once more trying to find some extra blocking, trying to follow Keyshawn Toney in a gain of 4.
And that's a better decision in the run game by Corey Fields. If you're going to travel,
No, still.
well, that's bulletin board material for the Georgia Bulldogs, as if they need it anymore. So you got them behind Alabama with a less chance to win, even by that .5. Be interesting.
They've been
One-on-one coverage on the outside, you have to complete a pass.
Corey Fields is looking with pressure in his space and trying to escape Kendrick DeJour. And a face mask is going to be called likely as end goal. Tyler Smith runs, but not much room to run. It's second and goal for the Bulldogs.
Open.
Corey Fields looking for him, has his man. Keyshawn Toney walks in, touchdown. Well, Toney, who they wanted to get involved.
Bigger than them.
Chris Mosley in the backfield with Davius Richard, and Richard pass complete the strike, and great tackle made there, and a good stop by Michael Brunson bringing down Devin Smith. So far tonight, 8 of 11 for Davius Richard. Plenty of time, wide open is Devin Smith, and Smith hauls it into his hands, makes a cut and move, and he's in! Oh baby! Another big explosive 60-yard.
You know, the protection. Look at the pocket. He's able to read the defense and find a wide open streaking Devin Smith down the sideline. Does a good job of one cut getting towards the middle of the field, turning on the speed. But I remember watching it and I was looking at DeMarcus Doe, like what he was looking. Was he caught peeking in the backfield? You see number 4 in the trail position, and Smith, the go-to guy, finishing off. Simplified. I'm just curious. I've always been curious about it.
Who you want to get yourself in trouble? Oh, Corey Fields is brought down. And what a play made by Dante Slocum. His first. Got to get to the 45-yard line. And Corey Fields says, I'm going for it, but nobody in the vicinity of that one overthrows literally everybody. And here's 4th down on the way. And is Eagle Pride amplified as Jamari Taylor on the carry spins around, stays on his feet, and is finally brought down by Brandon Tucker, gain of 4. This time in 6 years, and since then they've been rolling. Did it again this year. Taylor with plenty of room slips through right up the middle, across the 45-yard line, and 15.
Dislodge. Your offense is struggling. But this team should not be able to move the ball up and down the field like this.
Richard, Chris Mosley was open, he overthrows them. Mosley checking into the backfield. We saw Jamari Taylor. Just over 7.5 remaining in the first half. And Davius Richard continues to spin and moving forward. Feet were trucking forward. Gain of 8 out of that, exponentially since his freshman season when Trey Oliver took over as head coach. That one batted down at the line of scrimmage by Jablonski Green. First time we've called his name tonight, Jay.
Yeah, Green came in as a guy here, and once again, South Carolina State needs to get it going because the defense got to stop.
Trying to find some running room, but really nowhere to go for the running back, and Cole Jones on the stop.
Out there. Seems like Howell has that little something extra special about him.
Well, here's Tyler Smith out of Gaffney, South Carolina. The tackle made by Khalil Baker after that gain of 6. Fields has it, overthrows Jordan Smith. 4th down. Initial rankings, they move down. And the blue and gold marching machine move up. Davius Richard looking,
wow.
Has a man, oh my! Picking apart Devin Smith, 29-yard reception with Malcolm McGee, start line.
Push.
North Carolina Central has it. You know they're gonna call on number 11 to push it on in. He sneaks it through, and another score for Davius Richard. 2nd of the night for the QB. First season reunited with Buddy Pugh, and his unit's got to figure something out as Casey Fields runs the ball ahead for 4 yards. Fields tucks it himself, And the tackle made and driven backward by Thomas Johnson. You don't want to hand the ball back over to North Carolina Central to give them a chance to add to the lead as Corey Fields, pass incomplete, was going for Keyshawn Toney, and Fields shaken up after the play as he goes down to his knees. Eagles immediately into Bulldog territory. Pass complete, and again another laser into Twan flip.
And I see what Coach Oliver's doing right.
And off to Jamari Taylor, and Taylor needs a couple of Bulldog tacklers to bring him down, including Aiden Weber. Can keep the chains moving again. Richard has a man open instead, takes it underneath, and there's the speed of Twan Flip, who flies into the end zone.
On this, you called it. There goes that speed. I mean, there were two guys that were open. He took the easiest throw here. Watch this. I mean, he was taking angles as he turned on the speed. And FCS 1AA football, and Davis Richard, we knew he's one of the all-time greats.
Here's Juwan Howell trying to be great here. Best run and best play from the line of scrimmage tonight for South Carolina State. A huge play stopped by Juwan Hudson. Gain for Howell. Watch out for him. They hand it off back to him once again. And he brought down.
Now let's get up to the line of scrimmage. Now we have to have a little.
Here on 2nd and 5. Corey Fields finds Keyshawn Toney. Oh no, as Thomas Johnson batted that one, nearly brought it in. And to start the second half, they'd like to go into the locker room, putting more points on the board. Going for it, Nigel Johnson. Covered well by Brandon Codrington.
Football for South Carolina State, just to be honest. They're playing a better team, seems like.
Right there is Keyshawn Toney once again, and in for the score. So just when you thought South Carolina State might retreat, they said Toney.
A little throwback screen there. You know, we know Max Urin has been all over the field, but in this case here, looking in the backfield too much, not able to win a foot race with Keyshawn. And on the other side, there's this. Fields has to get it going here in the second half. 5 of 13, less than 50% throwing the ball. And besides the one run we saw early, Corey Fields, the quarterback for South Carolina State, is yet to make an impact on this game.
So
in Juwan Howell in the backfield, getting him some touches.
And that pass is complete, good enough for the first down as he's body slammed by Khalil Baker to the ground. Jordan Smith, however, Nigel Johnson is in motion. And handoff to Juwan Howell, and Howell with some great room along that left side. Howell is again that great runner in his first year out of AV to Mississippi Valley State, chose South Carolina State. And 22 for South Carolina State, that's Juwan Howell, 51 yards for the score. He said, watch out, I'm it, I'm him.
As you can. Here, once he realizes if I get through, there's nobody back there. So he bounced off one run and knew it was going to become a foot race, and he was able to finish off the job and outrace Jason.
A champion and a terrific student here. On first down, hands it off to Jamari Taylor, tries to escape one tackler and Barber, and then brought down. That's good coverage there.
Bandit, because those green eyes get greener and greener, but pretty soon that's going to be money green as the NFL comes calling for him. What about the job Jamari Taylor has done running the football in the absence of Mookie Collier, who left?
Has been out since the opening drive. Taylor again, and Patrick Godbolt is on his back and brings him down. We featured Patrick Godbolt in the open, the preseason defensive player of the year in the MEAC, but he's been relatively quick. Defenders, can they stack on some more here? Bring in the pressure. Richard gets it away. Jamari Taylor once again. Just a guy who's been tough to bring down. DeMarcus Doe finally stops him after that gain of 9.
And they sniffed it out pretty good.
3 for 5 tonight on third downs. 1 yard gain. Taylor gets that and moves the chains.
Pocket a little bit and see if you can limit his big runs.
They've bought Doe on a blitz, Davis on a blitz a couple of times, but just overthrows Joaquin Davis, or that would have been 6. Too strong. Richard with the defender falling down. Markel Quick targeted for the first time tonight. The 7th different receiver really said everything back to him verbatim. So he was listening. Didn't talk much, but he listened. And how about you listen to Jamari Taylor with his feet, the way he just is able to bounce through, find open. You know, 2nd and 3, and his receiver falls down. Taylor was the intended target, coming up the middle on that late blitz with Aaron Smith. Scott Bolt over the head of the blitzing in, and Jamari Taylor with the move, and then the score. Jamari Taylor said, "Droop."
All this is, and he's just floating it up there, and he's open right away. The moment they say hike, that guy is running wide open.
On the carry, that's Casey Fields, and Casey Fields.
Stop. I only like to cut you off. I only like to cut you off. But before that play goes, you have to.
Well, I'll fill in with something right after this first down snap, and Fields completes it to Jordan Smith. Jordan Smith with the move, and then upended by Manny Smith. Well, when we talked with Kevin McGorrick and just the offense.
Head scratcher.
Casey Fields trying to break one off as he runs into Khalil Baker as a flat.
But I think they need to have a little bit more up-tempo offense.
Fields could not escape, and he's brought down. The big play.
Just
3rd and 10, gets it away, but that was quickly met there by Kaba once again, who was the world. Eagles offense back onto the field. Richard gets it away, felt the pressure from behind. Had his tight end, Luke Bracey. It's incomplete, and 2nd down, a shot. Chris Mosley with the carry, and Mosley tackled. We saw Jalen Evans bring him down, but then Malcolm. And Chris Mosley out of the backfield, keeps himself in bounds, picks up the first down, gets a little bit more, and the defender's helmet pops off. That's Aaron Smith, pickup of 8. And the tackle made, it was Jalen Evans, the first to get to him, and then brought down a loss of
situation. They reversed the call, which they shouldn't have. Now make a stop on defense and get your offense the ball.
And pops out from Andrew Smith, who was well covered sideline. Richard, with plenty of time, steps up, delivers to Quentin McCall, and McCall keeps it going. Converts on their longest 3rd down of the night, and a pickup of 27.
Find an open receiver. The woes continue for the Bulldogs.
Back in the red zone. Here's Chris Mosley on the carry. Somehow keeps his balance, and a good pickup of about 5 or 6 on that first down run. See if he catches on and calls the right defense for the Bulldogs. Mosley on the carry, tried to step outside, and Jared Kirksey is there to drive him back. Tackle for a loss of 4. Kept on adding after that. Richard into the end zone, and what a catch brought in. Touchdown, North Carolina Central trots, he spikes with the grab. Comes up with the catch.
Goes left, knows he's going back shoulder. And look at that location. I mean, that's great coverage by Jamari Benjamin.
Rather, Norfolk State for homecoming. Then they travel to Howard and then Delaware State. And this one deadens inside the 5. And a flag comes in at the end of the play.
So at the last second, he goes over. He never gets it. Yeah, that's.
Oh, he slips on the football.
And that should be a recovery. Who recovered that ball in the end zone?
Ball went into the end zone. The ball was still live. The kicking team recovered it. It is a touchdown.
Scoop and score. This one a special teams error on the Eagles.
Wow.
That, again, that was something that they took very seriously as Andre Washington checks in as the new quarterback for the Bulldogs, as that is likely the last play of the third quarter total for the Eagles this season. Tyler Smith on the carry, as we mentioned, new quarterback in, Andre Washington. The backup coming in for Corey Fields.
Is going to be there for South Carolina State. Offense is optional. Well, the offense showed up for him versus Delaware State, and the defense did their thing, but tonight, defense team has some talent, but at a certain point, you don't put on the coach. The coach has to go out there and get beat by, 49 points, stuff like that. I mean, they're just not. Tough to watch. Tough to watch as a.
On the way they came out and performed, only scored a touchdown in that game as Quantez Mansfield bringing down the ball carrier. Third down on the way. But there were signs of life, as you mentioned, Jay.
I think when you look at it, like the teams that they beat, pretty bad football team. It's early in conference play, but Delaware State under first-year coach Lee Hall protect.
Iconic, though. Everybody had it. A lot of black households had that, including my household. Here on the carry is Chris Mosley, and Chris Mosley picking up a first down.
And that's like one of those things, that's a little known.
For life. As a new quarterback, Walker Harris starting this series. Chris Mosley on the carry is Walker Harris, North Carolina native.
He's a lefty, and he can throw it. He's got a lot of zip on it. I don't know how many throws we're going to see from him this evening, but more than capable backup, and that lets you know how good this North Carolina Central team is when the backups can come in. And
Valley State.
And have they won a game?
They're under a new head coach this season, Kendrick Wade.
See, I got to be the bad guy. I've got to give you the reality of the situation. Yes, good numbers, and hey, if you put up those type of numbers versus air, that's a good job. They're supposed to do it.
And on Florida A&M, they'll travel to Tallahassee. The second punt of the night, and this one is blocked as great special teams play by South Carolina State, picking it up off the bounce. And the return, so South Carolina State comes within the conference. Only one will remain standing as high snap. Juwan Howell recovers it.
And when you saw those standings, the talk was if there was going to be a team that was going to go undefeated wire to wire, Carolina Central is the 2 undefeated teams, and in the predicted order of finish, they were 1 and 2 as well.
And here taking off is Andre Washington off to the races, can't be tripped up and falls into the end zone. The running quarterback.
If we saw him in the game, what do we expect to see? More runs. He's more of a runner. And you see these are fresh young legs pulling away from him. Quarterbacks outrunning DBs now.
Now, Skip Perkins, Dr. Lewis Skip Perkins, an alumnus
tennis player.
North Carolina Central, that's right. 4-year captain on the tennis team. And the Chancellor
last year, and I think even since they lost that game, what I liked about their fan base, when they lost to Grambling, they kept coming back for years. They would come to Atlanta when A&T was there. Whoever was in it, they were coming to the game.
Champion title. This year, that will be no longer, and there's no championship game within the MEAC.
No.
And so there's a lot of discussion about that, whether Dr.
Some of the students and showed us some love and some good show, good package. It'll always be good to go to Orangeburg. I always say South Carolina State. And then it becomes anything can happen.
And then they close out at Norfolk State.
None of those are easy. Normally you would look to say, okay, they're going to win this one. You know, best you can do is say a couple of those games maybe.
Close it out. Brought in by Markel Quick, and Quick off the bounce. He's quick indeed. And out to his 41-yard line. 14-yard return.
I got the message. We ran the ball rest of the game. I think if Coach Oliver could do that here, he would probably just, you know, he's going to hand the ball off. Walker Harris isn't throwing any passes. Just take a knee and get up out of here when Trip picks it up. And then Jamari Taylor emerges.
Chris Mosley again, this time tripped up by Jaden Jones. And some jawing going on at the end of the play.
To talk about.
Did the ball come out at the end of that one? And Mosley delivering a big blow to South Carolina State as Andre Washington back in. Got the Magic City Classic with Alabama State and Alabama A&M from Birmingham. Will be on the highest of 7 hills as the Rattlers try to remain undefeated in conference play, hosting Prairie View.
It's the way they've been playing the season. Like, we're going to wrap this thing up, leave no doubt, this season.
Dropped it, picked up. Washington just heaves it out of bounds and into the stands.
Start on Monday. We'll see who's got some gas left.
I'm surprised you got some gas left, partner. After the 30th anniversary celebration of your undefeated season. And that's going to do it. The coaches will meet at midfield as they were competitors for 60 minutes.